Hello and welcome to this election edition of Money in Motion video blog. I'm Dan Perkins. Well, it's almost over. At least I hope it's almost over. We go to the polls on Tuesday. This was recorded on Saturday. And we have an extremely tight race. A race that's so tight it concerns me, because I am concerned that what happens if we wake up on Wednesday morning and we have no winner that has 270 electoral votes. I wrote a piece for Constitution.com dealing with what the ramifications are of no clear-cut winner and how the vote would go to the Congress, specifically the House, and it details what is the procedure. We have been having a very difficult time over the last 30 to 45 days in the markets. Almost every sector has been touched. Technology, big pharma, utilities, oil and natural gas, virtually everything. Recently, the Wall Street Journal reported as of Thursday, now we can say Friday, we've now had 9 consecutive down days, which is the biggest decline in the market since November of 2008. So what are the markets telling us? The market's telling us that they don't know who the winner's going to be. They're concerned about trying to figure out what to do after the election. There are clear winners and losers depending upon who wins the race, at least in my opinion. If Mr. Trump were to win, I would think that pharmaceutical would do well, energy would do well, and job creation, companies that are in the business of finding employees will also do well. Another sector that should be attractive if Mr. Trump were to get in would be the defense industry. Now, on the other hand, if Mrs. Clinton gets in, we would expect to see those particular areas that I just mentioned come under pressure. She's concerned about the pricing of pharma, and she wants to do alternatives to carbon-based fuels and natural gas. And so they are really diametrically opposed in terms of the direction. I think we'll probably see higher taxes for people above the $250,000 household income if Mrs. Clinton gets in. So all of this uncertainty is weighing on the minds of investors trying to figure out what to do with their money. Where should I go? Short-term rates are paying practically nothing. The 10 years about 1.79, the 30 years something like 2.25, 2.3. So there's no real income advantage going longer term versus getting almost nothing short term. So cash is a difficult thing. And so there's a tremendous amount of uncertainty and chaos in the markets pending this election. I think that the worst thing that could happen as it relates to the markets is we wake up on Wednesday morning and there's no clear winner. If we have less than 270 electoral votes for either candidate, then the election gets thrown into the House. However, before it gets there, I would expect to be seeing significant challenges all over the countries in those states that are too close to call. And there could be several of them, which means that they're going to have the 8 justices of the Supreme Court may in fact ultimately decide who's going to be the next president of the United States. I wrote an article for Constitution.com on what happens if we wake up Wednesday morning and there's no clear winner. That is a bipartisan piece that talks about the process of what happens if neither candidate gets 270, how it goes to the House, the voting information. So if you're interested in it from a historical standpoint based on the Constitution, go to Constitution.com and look for my article. What happens if we wake up on Wednesday morning? I said to all of you in your quarterly reports and in the last blog that I was purposely sitting on cash until after the election, until I get a clearer picture of the direction of this economy, who's going to lead it, and what the policies are going to be. Once we get past the election, then I'll begin to make decisions about what to do with the cash that we have. The thing that will be interesting to see is the turnout. How many people actually voted? You know, in the Brexit vote in England, about 73% of the eligible voters went to the polls and voted. I can't ever remember a time where we got above 70% in the United States. I don't know that we'll get above 70%. Whether this will be one of the highest turnouts, I don't know. There are some people who feel that certain constituencies of the Democratic Party are not thrilled with Mrs. Clinton, and they may not show up. So there could be a low voter turnout, or there could be a higher voter turnout, but more Republicans go to the polls than Democrats. It'll be an interesting analysis, and I guarantee you I'm going to be up late that night. I'll come back to you sometime next week after the election and give you my thoughts once we have a clearer picture of who's going to be the president and what his policies or her policies will likely be. This is Dan Perkins. Thanks for watching.